There's nothing above 500,000. Can you see that Excel is a very smart tool? We want above 500,000. You can see this one alone has destroyed the whole thing. That is what we got. So that is how to use advanced filter. Can I give you 2 minutes to try it out? Advanced filter. 2 minutes to do it. Let's try it out. If you have questions, you can ask questions. Oh, you reduce price to at least to 300. Yes, it's going to work because you have something to that regard there. Yeah. So when you have instruction on how to do something, that is just the way by which you can do it. Do it again. Let's try it now. Then I will explain one more thing about this. Once you are done, type ready. That was. If you are having issue, please ask question. I know this area is very sensitive. If you are not getting something right there, another thing you can do is you can copy all those names, single family, condo, because it's a bit case sensitive. Copy the name from the original data and paste there. If you mistakenly copy something, you type something that is different from the name, you may not get the same result. Are you ready? Once you are done, type done in the chat box. That is advanced filter. If you have any issue, please ask question, please. So let's move on a bit. And oh, there's something I want to explain here. What happens when you want to, let's say you want to use this for greater than 600 but less than 800? You can just delete this. When you want to use, you can create these on 2 rows. You can do list price again here. And I can say, okay, greater than 500, 500, and the company is okay, but less than 700,000. So when you have something like this, when you have greater than or between, when you have something between a range, you create that column 2 times. So it's going to give you range between 500 and 700 only. Thank you. Now let's move to duplicate. Duplicate remover. Let's remove duplicates. Take the copy and allocation again. Okay. Okay, let's do a copy and allocation again now. So we have data, advanced. This one is ready. The criterion range is this to this only. Then copy to that location. Let me select here and it only. So you can see that we have between 500 and 700. I'm back. So the next thing we're going to look at is removing duplicates. How do we remove duplicates in the data? There are different ways by which we can remove duplicates. One of it is by making use of okay. So okay, go to the data tab. Just over around this, when you on the data tool, okay, click on remove duplicate from what? From names only. You only want duplicate from name. and click OK. Now you can see that we have removed 2 duplicates. That is how easy it is to remove duplicates. Once again, Ctrl Z, I selected my range. If, assuming I remove duplicate in all ramifications, I want to check if something appears on all the columns, the same name, the same department, the same salary. I will still go back to the data tab. This time around, I will not use just the name alone. It's okay, the name and salary and department. Whoever has the same name, same department, and same salary, I want to remove it from the analysis. Let's look at it if there is any. We have John, sales, 3,000. John, sales, 3,000. Mary, marketing, 5,000. Let's see what happens. Click on OK. It's going to remove the 2 of them because they are what? They are duplicates. What happened if we want to remove, let's say we have, this one is, this is HR. This Mary, this other Mary is HR. Let's try it again and see what happened. I go to data tab, remove duplicates, and remove duplicates. And I remove the number ID, click on OK. Now only 1 duplicate was found because this time around, the HR, Mary, this Mary is HR, while this other Mary is what? Is marketing. So that means it's not duplicate name. Another way by which you can remove duplicate is by using under the table tool. Under table, where do I have table here? Table, okay. Under the table here, we have remove duplicates. So there you select from which column are you removing duplicate from. That's under the table design or under design. You may have under design and you may have table design, depending on the kind of Excel you are using. So that is how to remove duplicate values. Then the next thing we're going to look at is text to column. Text to column. We are going to learn text to column 2 times. We are going to learn it here, and we are going to learn it under data cleaning. We are going to learn the text to column in 2 places. The first one we are doing here today is just let's see how to split our text. How to split text. We have this text, and we want to change it to what? We want to split this text to what? Home address. Sorry. Our house number. House number. Then we'll have street name. We have cities, city, state, and what do we call the last one? Let's say we call it pin code, postal code, zip code. Let's say we have it like this. We want to split all these texts. We have address, maybe like 200 rows. But how do we work with it like this? The whole thing is just together in a way. We want to split everything into 5, all these dates. How do we do this? We are going to make use of what is called text to column function in Excel. Okay, let's see how that works. Let me select my data. Then under data tab, we have text to column option here. text to column. Now, to split your data, there are two ways which you can split data in Excel. We can use delimiter. By delimiter, we means, is there anything that is common to all these things that we can use to split them? What is common to them? It can be comma, it can be semicolon, it can be space, it can be anything. That is called delimited or delimiter. Or sometimes you can also use fixed width. Sometimes they may have the same size. That is called what? Fixed width. Let's look at this. The home address, all address has 3 characters, which is fixed in size. Let's see what happens. Let's want to do that. Let's start with what? Fixed width. I'm clicking on next. Now you can see that even Excel has suggested where to start the cutting. If you agree with it, you put it there. You can drag it. You can double click. You can just click anywhere wherever you want to split. You can split, and you can double click by removing it. Is that clear? That is fixed width. So let's say we want to split the numbers. Just do what? We just click on next. After the next thing we are looking for is destination. Where are we going to put this number? Just come here, delete this destination, and select this place. We want it in this cell. Click on finish. See what happened. Now we have all our numbers separated, and the old other addresses in one cell. Remember, in the beginning I said this thing just flow to the other cell is still within this cell. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. But the address is what? Is now separated. Can you try that, everyone? Let's try that first. Let's do it together. Select your addresses. Select your addresses now. Go to Data tab and click on Text to Column. When you select the address, and if you have not typed the home number, street name, you can just type it. You can just use the acronyms HN, street number, city, state, and zip. You don't need to write everything in full. Select the address, then click on Text to Column. Select fixed width. Fixed width. Click on next. Then put your arrow at the back of the numbers. Just put one arrow there. But when you click once, it will put arrow there. If you want to remove it, you click the arrow again. It will go off. So, then you click on next. And the next, where you have general text, date, click on destination inside that cell where you have destination. Delete what you have there. Go and select where you want your response to be. Go and put it where you want your answer to be under the home number. Select one cell there. Then click on finish. So, bam. Let's clap for ourselves if you have gotten it right. Just clap for yourself there. Any question on that before we do the next, we'll move the next step. Any question on that? Now, let's do the second step. Now I'm selecting the street, the other text now. I'm selecting the other text now. Click on Data tab. Back to Text to Column again. This time around, we have something to split, which is comma. There is comma under the street, in front of street name, and at the end of the city name. Let's click on next. we are going to use delimited now. Click on next, and we're going to select under these delimiters, select comma. Can you see that Excel has even identified the two commas now? If you want to remove anyone there, there's no way. So we have the two addresses being delimited, having comma. Then click on next. Destination. Since we want to use this cell for our street name, we will not change our destination now, because it's that cell that we have what? The street name. Just click on finish now. But we have the street name and the city name. Bam. So the last one now is what? Is state. We can either use space, or we use fixed width. Go ahead and do that, everyone. Classwork. Classwork. Use either fixed width or space as a delimiter there. Let's see what happens. If you use space, you have two spaces. There's a space in front of state. You know there's a space in front of state. If you use space, you have 3 columns. But if you use fixed width, it will just cut it. You just put a line and you split it. So either way, you are good to go. That is how to clean. That's how to use text to column. How to split text. When you have some text together, join together, and there's need for you to split them, we use text to column to do that. So I'm going to use fixed width. And if I use the delimiter too, if I use the delimiter, I'm going to have 3 columns. Let me use the delimiter and see how to clean that too. We have 3 columns. Just click finish. Click on finish. So I will just delete this cell. I'll just delete this cell so that one can move back. That's all. Shikena. Bam. We have state. So the name of the state are there. Assuming they have different this thing, you cannot use a fixed width if they are not 5, because they are 5. That's why I said you can also use fixed width. That is how to use text to column. So you practice more. I'm going to send an assignment to you, which you are going to use to practice. Then we move to group. How to group your data. Grouping data. Named. Now you can read all this one later. Let's say we want to create subtotal for this. We want to know the subtotal for employee cost, office cost, and marketing cost. What do we do? On the right side, you see group, on group, and subtotal here. Click on subtotal. It's asking you, what do you want to use to create subtotal? Oh, we say, okay, we want to create subtotal based on what? Account head. We want to use account head to create what? Our subtotal. Next thing is, by how do you want to do, which formula you want to use? We want to find sum. Sum of what? Of January to December. January, February, March, April, May, June. Let's stop at June. We want to sum April, January to June only. And let's click on OK. See what we have. Now you can see that we have the summary of all employee costs, January to June, are added together. See, July to October, because we didn't select anything here, Excel did not do anything for them. So we want to sum by what? Office cost. And all these are there. Now, we have 1, 2, 3. Can you see that we now have 1, 2, 3 here? The meaning of 1, 2, 3 is that if you click on 1, you can see grand total. Click on 2, we have subtotal. When you click on 3, you have the O. Let me do it again so that you can try. We can all try it together. So you cannot say, okay, what we want to do with subtotal, we want to count at the end of this. One thing you should note is that when you want, it's always good to sort your data. You sort your data. Your question is not clear to me. Hello? Okay, maybe when you can ask your question, please. I mean to fix totals the data. To fix it. I didn't get the fixing. So when you select the function, like which one you want to use, either you want to count or you want to find average. Sometimes you may not use, maybe what you are working on is average. You want to find average of what? Average sales in each of these months. So you can go ahead and select average. If your work is on minimum or maximum, so you have all these options that you can always work with them. This time around, I want to change it to average. The average of what are we looking for now? This time around, average of what? The months. Average of all the months. Average of all the months. And click on OK. So you can now see now. So if you click on 2, you can see you just have the average here only. So with this, we're able to create subtotal in our data. 2 minutes to do that, everyone. Summation X. That is, fx means summation X. Fx, that is function. Fx means function in Excel. Fx is just a function. Yes, in the chat box, if you can hear me. Okay. Okay, so I'm back to the sheet where we have subtotal. You can remember that when we are doing this, Excel automatically created subtotal. Now let's go to group data now. Let's see how to work with group data. I want to group my data. Instead of using the subtotal now, how do I do that? I can select these 3 columns. This column, this is quarter 1, quarter 2 to 4. To do grouping, I will select my data manually. This group, I want to group them together. What do? Go to that tab and click on group. I want to group them by what? By row. Click OK. So you can see that I've grouped these together now. I can come back again here. Group another group again. I can come back here again and say group. Group by this. They have okay. Sorry. Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z again. Okay. Now I select the first quarter and I click on data tab, group. I can place a space here. Let me remove group. On group first. On group again. Let me put space in between them. It has added the whatever to it. So from here, I've let me put space in between them on my wall. Insert space now. Now manually I can group them by myself. I come here. That is when I don't want to use, when maybe the group, there's no way we can group them using subtotal. Perhaps they may have different names, just like in this case. This one may not be there. We may not have all this one, but me, I know that the first 3 months are what? They are first quarters. I can come here and say, okay. Data tab, and I click on group. Then I can select the other one again. Data tab. I can select group again. So they are different group now. Remember, you can see now we now have 1 and 2. They are grouped together. But there's nothing here to show that they are grouped. That's the reason why you have to do that. You have created your subtotal with figure or formula. This is manually created, not with a subtotal function here. You already have your this thing. Now let's select the column now. And they have data tab. Click on what? Group. If you remove this now, you're going to have what? Subtotal, employee cost. Now I have another group again, office cost. I can come